The following is a special presentation of the National Lacrosse League.
It's been a rough season for the expansion Rochester Knighthawks, but they're coming off an exciting win over New York, and Holden Cattoni entered the weekend tied for 5th in league scoring. The San Diego Seals have won 4 of their last 5, a run that coincides with the return of last season's Rookie of the Year, Austin Stotts, who had 5 goals in last weekend's win over Calgary.
Stotts takes the shot, scores. Austin Stotts.
Coming up, it's the momentum-seeking Knighthawks versus a Seals team hoping to maintain theirs. And it's all next on BR Live. A beautiful night in downtown San Diego as the National Lacrosse League returns to Southern California. It's the Knighthawks and the Seals live on BR Live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Pechanga Arena. My name is Teddy Jenner, joined by the formidable Doug Locker. It's great to be here with you, and we have got a fantastic matchup against a team in their second season against a team in their first season. This should be quite a matchup.
Should be a great matchup. Both teams coming off win streaks. San Diego winners of their last 2. Rochester getting their second win of the season last week against New York.
Let's start with the Rochester Knighthawks, and the man leading the way is Holden Cattoni. He's played for a couple different teams since finding a home with this Rochester Knighthawks club, and with the departure of Sean Evans to the injured list, he's really stepped up his game and been their #1 threat.
Really embracing the role as being the #1 lefty for the Knighthawks, leading that team in every offensive category, goals, assists, and points.
Seals are going to have to be careful about number 19 in white, who's down with Tabitha Limpkin right now. Tabitha.
And Holden, I have to ask you, what is it like to be a part of a first-year expansion franchise, especially considering that Rochester has a deep history of lacrosse and loves the sport so much?
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think we're very fortunate that we had a team before, and we have kind of fans carrying over the legacy from the old team. But it's a brand new franchise, and we get to set the standard for the franchise as it goes forward.
And what's it been like for you personally? I feel like on this team, you've really been able to break away. You're on pace to have your best career year.
Yeah, it's been really great. I feel really comfortable with the coaching staff, the players around me, so it's been an easy transition for me, and I'm just fortunate that I've been able to put up some points and have good people around me.
Thank you so much, Holden. Back to you guys.
Speaking of putting up points, since his return, Austin Stotts has 19 of them, and he's been a huge part of the Seals' resurgence in these last couple of weeks.
Well, the last 2 weeks he's done nothing but average 7 points a game in those last 2 games. But I think more importantly from a team standpoint, since his return, offensively the Seals are averaging almost 13.5 goals a game, where while he was out, it was hovering around 10.
Tabitha caught up with the reigning Wookie of the Year earlier tonight.
It is Star Wars night here, Austin, so I have to ask you, what do you think of these uniforms that you're going to be wearing out there?
I mean, they're unbelievable. Whoever created these are awesome.
Yeah, do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
I'm going to go with Darth Vader.
Oh, the dark side over here.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Speaking of which, now, after your game against Calgary, you said that you're back. You're like, I'm back. How has it been to be recovering from the injury and progressively getting more and more comfortable out there on the field?
I mean, it feels good. It's what I've been working for since the injury, right? So, I mean, just to feel that confident and to being back, and hopefully I can have another night like last weekend.
What are you looking forward to most out there tonight?
It's going to be a battle, so, I mean, that's always the best part about lacrosse is the little battles in a lacrosse game. So, I mean, battle with my boys out there, so it's going to be pretty fun tonight.
And what do you have to look out with Rochester? What do you have to be aware of when you're out there playing them?
Like I said, it's going to be a battle. They're a gritty team over there. They just work, and we're going to have to outwork them tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Austin. Appreciate your time, guys. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Tabitha. There's a look at Salty and those fancy new Star Wars-based uniforms. When we come back, we'll dive into this game a little bit deeper. It's the Seals and the Knighthawks from SoCal right here on BR Live. BR Live is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Time now for tonight's Inactive Report, brought to you by BetMGM. For the visiting Nighthawks, scratch third goaltender Steve Fryer and defender Julian Garetano. For San Diego, Oliver Bolsterly and Connor Kiernan. We have a wonderful goaltender duel between two guys that are fairly familiar with each other. For the Seals, Frank Chiliano, and for Rochester, Rylan Hartley. And Doug, you like the way Frankie's kind of been playing lately?
Good second half for him last week in Calgary. 27 saves in that 13-12 win for the Seals.
And Rylan Hartley got his first ever NLL win last weekend against New York. The young kid used to be part of this franchise.
And he'll be making his 4th consecutive start for the Rochester Nighthawks tonight.
Here are your head coaches for tonight's game. Patrick Merrill on the right, Mike Hazen on the left. And I spoke with Hazer before the game, and I said, a lot of confidence after that win last week. And he says, yes, but it's still a building process. We all understand that. It's going to take time, and this is another opportunity for them to build on that success.
Absolutely, and they're doing it without Sean Evans, which is a little bit more of a challenge for them. But they seem to be embracing that situation, getting that big win last week against New York.
Chiliano to our left, Rylan Hartley to our right. Your officials for tonight's game, crew chief Ryan Fowler, along with Andrew Ecclestone and Justin Kitashima. It'll be Jay Thormer versus Brandon Clone. Thormer just activated from the IR today. Both guys just over 50% at the face-off dot, and we're underway, and that'll be a procedure call on Thormer, a little eager to get back into his first game. Here comes Casey Jacks, 21 in Wookiee Orange. Gives it up to Austin Stott, swings it far side. Kyle Buchanan. Buchanan inside, bird shot, and a nice save there by Rylan Hartley. The ball almost squeaked behind him and past him, but Big Paul Dawson was there to clean up the garbage, and here comes Rochester with their first possession of the contest. Dawson is centered. Now far side, Katoni. Down low into the corner, Turner Evans. Near side, Curtis Knight. Katoni tucks it past Merrill, looking for somebody. Knight circles high, gets the pass, takes a shot, kick, saving a beauty by Frank Chiliano. And you think an early couple saves for Frankie is going to be big for him to build some confidence?
I think it's going to be really big. I mean, he came off the bench last week, played the second half in Calgary. But prior to that, Nick Damude's been the guy for the last couple games. So this is a good opportunity for Chiliano to reassert himself.
Connor Fields, Stotts had a man open the backside, couldn't get the pass off. Loose ball skipped up by Noble. Buchanan shot, and he put it wide on the short side, loose ball. And it'll be picked up there by Tyler Biles. Biles near side gives it off to Daryl Robertson. Robinson will leave it there for Dylan Evans. And put it down low. Cam Milligan playing his first game as a Rochester Nighthawk. Signed this week and activated today. Got a turnover deep in the Seal zone, and here comes Tor Reinhold. Reinhold finds Buchanan. Skips it far corner, Wesley Bird. Gonna be watched there by Corey Highfield. Bird near side, Connor Fields. Fields working off a Reinhold pick, can't find an open lane. Gives it up to Zach Greer. Greer thought about a shot, gets past his man. Oh, took a deflection. And just goes wide late in the 30. Fields will fire one, and Hartley got a piece of it. The only man there to pick it up was Paul Dawson. Both goalies looking sharp early on. We're just 3 minutes into the contest. Rylan Reese, the number 2 overall pick in this year's entry draft. GM Dan Carey thinks he is very under the radar for possible Rookie of the Year. There's a shot and a goal, the first one of the contest. Comes off the stick of number 5, Turner Evans. And Evans gets his 9th of the season, 1-0 Rochester.
Turner Evans making his return to San Diego, was a member of this club a year ago, picked up an expansion by the Rochester Nighthawks. Just goes hard to the net, puts it far side, and the Nighthawks up 1-0.
Yeah, he looked off Mikkel on the pass and maybe got Frank Chiliano thinking a little bit extra. And he bounced it past him far side. 1-0 early here for Rochester, and that's a good start for them. As Doug mentioned, coming off their second win as a franchise last weekend. Evans from Reese, time of the goal, 2:23, and it's 1-0 Rochester. Here comes San Diego. Jackson to Stotts. Those two are a dynamic duo on this left-hand shooter side. Stotts has it. Buchanan, stutter step, tries to get him around his man. He does. Low shot saved there by Rylan Hartley. Loose ball and a fresh 30 for Westberg and the Seals. Stotts near side Jackson with a head of steam. Step back shot, whisked wide. Gets his own rebound. Noble. Berg couldn't handle it. Loose ball. 10 on the 30. Stotts. Gonna work here, a little two-man game with Jackson. Stotts. Inside shot, trying to put it short side again. Rylan Hartley with a nice save. And then a smart play there by Jeremy Noble. Let that ball go over center before he picks it up.
And one of the things San Diego's been very effective at the last couple games is utilization of those resets, and they get another one there, really their third opportunity offensively.
Ball loose, eventually grabbed there by Jay Thornberry. He's got a man up the floor. He's not going to force it as Corey Highfield was breaking in transition. And he'll give it off to Dylan Evans, and he bobbled it and couldn't get across the line. And that's just kind of a little expansion bubble bounce right there for Rochester. So here comes San Diego. Kyle Buchanan trying to take advantage of possibly a couple tired defenders out there for Rochester. Zach Greer. Noble. Back to Greer. Steps in, takes a shot, and hit Rylan Hartley right in the logo. And he'll float one up ahead to Paul Dawson. Rylan Hartley's not your prototypical stand and let the shots hit him. He is a very active young goaltender between the pipes.
Extremely active, and again, we mentioned in the open that this was his fourth consecutive start. He's obviously feeling a lot more comfortable between the pipes.
Cam Holding, toe drag, steps inside. Oh, he put it off the crossbar. What an effort by Cam Holding. Now he gets involved with Paul Dawson, another member of the Nighthawks. Now Westberg gets in there. And it looks like cooler heads will prevail, but going to be some offsetting minors here with Dawson and Holding heading to the box. 10-17 to go here in the first quarter.
A little bit of reacquainting each other with familiar conversations. Both played together a year ago, as you mentioned.
So they'll make their way off the floor. We'll get the call from Andrew Ecclestone.
Now.
Dead ball foul to the pair. And so we'll play 5 aside.
And then we have a dead ball fouls each.
That's
Chief Ryan
Fowler, just letting everybody know what's going on. Dead ball foul. Possession will stay here with San Diego. They look to tie it up. Far corner, Westberg. Shot clock's not running. We'll keep an eye on it for you. Berg. Stotts. Officials are counting it down. Stotts skip past all the one-timer to Buchanan. He couldn't find it. Buchanan driving, shooting, bouncer again. Nice save there by Rylan Hartley. And man, he's looking to throw that ball early. Floats it up. Dylan Evans will be able to run onto it. He can't get underneath his check, but he gives it off to Turner Evans, no relation. Mickle, near side Curtis Knight. Over the top, skips it far side, gets it right back. Curtis Knight can't find a lane, got late in the 30, and that pass doesn't connect. It'll be picked up there by Brody Merrill. Merrill stopped just shy of center. Give it off to Buchanan. Now he's trying to find a body to pass it to and finds Connor Fields and gets it right back. And he'll go far side to Westberg. Westberg matched up there with Thomas Whitty. Fields ducks underneath, gives it off to Greer, pump fake, shoots and scores! Zach Greer worked a perfect two-man game with Connor Fields. And he's able to find that pass and put it short side on Rylan Hartley. We're tied at 1.
Well, you called it, Teddy. Great little two-man game between Fields and Greer. Greer a little bit of a pump fake to move Hartley around and then puts it home. And we're tied at 1.
Time of that goal, 5:57. Greer from Fields. And that's the 19th on the season for Greerzo. And after taking a year off to just be with family and sort his life out, he's really found himself a fresh step here in the sunshine of San Diego. I think everybody finds freshness in the sunshine, doesn't it?
It's not a bad thing.
It is not a bad thing. I've been here for 7 hours, and I don't hate it. Loose ball picked up there by Clowen. He's just going to run to space. Nice job by Brandon Clowen. He'll give it off to Merrill, and San Diego will get a full sail change. Stotts. Near side Jackson. Late man is Berg. Has it out, gives it off to Noble, far corner. Noble tucks back inside, fakes the flip. Now he gives it to Berg. Great one-hand catch. Oh, and an even better save by Rylan Hartley.
Just a great save by Hartley.
What a handle by Westberg. There's Rochester in transition. Catoni backhander saves Chiliano, and that'll take us to our first timeout. Fantastic start here to Star Wars night. Good and evil doing battle, and Chiliano's holding the fort. Come back from San Diego. It's 1-1 between the Seals and the Nighthawks. Back here at Pechanga Arena, there's a look at the plus-minus by quarter on the season, and both these teams struggling in the first quarter, especially the Seals, who are minus 16. Both clubs looking to get off to better starts here tonight.
Yeah, Teddy, and even in the run, if you can call it a run, winning 4 of their last 5 games, the Seals still minus 10 in first quarter. So it's certainly been a struggle for them all season long.
Here comes Rochester with possession out of the timeout. Let's see if Matty Giles has anything drawn up for a little bit of a set play. Here's Knight, gives it off to Holden Catoni. Skips it down in the corner. Step back shot, nice save there by Chiliano. And that loose ball will be picked up by the Seals. And Torino just said, I don't need that glove. I'll go up with one hand. Stotts flips it to Merrill. All-time leader in loose balls. Brody Merrill going to continue to pad that stat for a couple more years, I imagine. Here's Westberg, inside shot, oh, he just put it wide. Great power move there by Westberg, finds his own rebound somehow, gives it up to Greer, one more stop, shot, score! Give all the credit to Westberg, but the Rookie of the Year finishes it off. It's 2-1 San Diego. That's the last time I'm using that line, Doug, I promise.
I love it, though, but Westberg really does all the work here. Takes the shot, goes wide, gets the loose ball, goes and gets it. Ball ends up cycling back to Stotts, who blows it by Hartley.
What a fantastic finish by Austin Stotts. Give him 9 on the season. Assists to Berg and Greer. Time of the goal, 7:30. Halfway through the first quarter. Holding will flip it off, and here comes the offense one more time. They give Greer a secondary assist on the goal. Here's Connor Fields driving, Jackson scores! And they are really picking apart the two-man game on this near side. That's 3 straight for San Diego. They're up 3-1.
Just a really nice little backhand flip. And he found himself wide open on the crease to put it home. No one there. Hartley really didn't have an opportunity on that one.
Very similar to the goal scored by Austin Stotts. Oh, sorry, the earlier goal scored by Greer off the pass from Connor Fields. And Connor Fields has excellent floor vision, one of the most underrated passers in the NLL. That's his 25th assist of the season. 2 goals in 25 seconds for San Diego.
And Connor Fields, one of the most unselfish players on the floor. Just a fantastic team guy.
Big team guy even. And some more rough stuff going on. This game could get a little testy, but Rochester's got to be careful. They got a early morning flight to Colorado to take on the Mammoth tomorrow, a 5 o'clock Mountain Time start.
And you'll be on that flight with them, Teddy.
Don't remind me, Doug. That's not too far away. Here comes Curtis Knight. Knocked down there by Cam Holding. Mikkel gives it off. Evans, far side. Nice pick set there for Evans to get free. And that's a crease violation. Here comes Drew Belgrave. Noble, patient as ever, lets the offense get onto the floor. Berg around the top, near side, Connor Fields gets a pick there from Jackson. Fakes the flip, takes the shot. Oh, and he ripped it off the bar. Fresh 30 here for San Diego. Jackson. He'll work with Fields near side. Jackson, shot saved there by Hartley. Want to own one of these Star Wars Rookie of the Year jerseys? Well, get your bids in now by visiting sealslax.com/auction. Proceeds benefit Rady Children's Hospital. Hurry up! The auction ends at the conclusion of halftime.
And they are nice.
They are nice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to win Cam Holdings, though. Don't think I'm going to be able to get that number 19 tonight. Inside feed, doesn't connect. Ball falls right to Chiliano, and he quickly moves it up to Buchanan. Slow numbers here for the Seals. Buchanan, Merrill, and the wily veteran won't force it. Stotts. Skips the far side, Jeremy Noble. One-on-one with his defender, Noble. Spins back. Gets pushed back there by Biles. Flips it to Stotts. Berg late in the, Greer late in the 30. Shot saved there by Hartley. And they are really testing this kid early. 12 shots on target, make it 13.
And it's the resets again, Teddy. They're getting a lot of resets, putting a lot of heat on this Rochester defense.
Here comes Greer, working off the pick from Stotts, tucks it inside. Greer, double pump, and he just put a wide loose ball. And they'll call crease violation on Buchanan, and we are off to break. The Seals scored 3 straight, including 2 goals in 25 seconds. They've got a 3-1 lead. Come back from Pechanga in Southern California.
Welcome back. Seals lead 3-1, and I'm joined right now by Coach Sanderson. Coach, let's talk about the offense right now. We've got 3 in a row, 2 within 25 seconds of one another. How are you feeling right now?
Well, we're happy with the start. We think we're creating good chances every time. Hartz has made some big saves there, so we just got to keep with it and try to get a good look every time we're down there.
Is there anything that the team needs to tighten up as they move forward?
No, I like our start right now. I'm not used to it, but I like our start, so we just got to keep going.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Guys?
Outside shot from Milligan. Hit a body in front, never made it through. There's a shot and a goal. Curtis Knight, a sneaky one. Short side past Chiliano. That'll stop the run. It's 3-2 with 4:16 remaining in the first, as Curtis Knight gets his 14th.
And I think Curtis Knight uses Mark Lassini as a little bit of a screen. Just a little worm burner past Chiliano. Yep, uses him as a screen. Beats Chiliano.
And that's an excellent job by Rochester to capitalize on a block shot as Knight gets his 14th with an assist to Turner Evans, who's got a pair of points. And another important draw here between Thornberry and Clellan. Looks like Clellan's got the clamp. Boy, lost it to Thornberry. Will go all the way back into his own zone. Next weekend, the NLL Game of the Week moves to Buffalo as Steve Priolo and the Bandits welcome Callum Crawford and the Black Wolves to KeyBank Center. Catch all the action on BR Live, Twitter, and Facebook, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bandits playing Halifax this weekend. New England already got a win today over Philadelphia in a matinee game. Nice save there by Chiliano. Long outlet pass out the doors. Berg. Berg one-on-one. Berg. Shot. Oh, he just put it wide. Great job getting back. That was Ryland Reese, the rookie, sprinting back to deny Wes Berg on the break. Here's Knight. Skips the far side to Katoni, down to Turner Evans. Up top to Dallas Bridle. Evans fakes it, tucks back inside, double clutch, and a great stick check there by Merrill. Up top to Katoni, can't find it. On a break is Tor Reinhold. Turbo on the run, shot, fake, oh, and he just put it wide. Had Hartley biting on the first shot, or the first fake that is, but put it wide, and then a turnover here deep in the Rochester zone, loose ball. And will it be 8 seconds? Might have been an illegal push, 8 seconds, whichever wish you want. Either way, it's San Diego ball. 3 minutes to go. Here comes Audie Stotts. Around the top, gives it off to Berg, gets a pick there from Noble. Berg to Noble, pass just out of his reach. And Noble to Stotts, double clutch, kick saving a beauty from Hartley. Noble is down in the corners. Paul Dawson sent him crashing into the boards. And this is going to be a boarding call on the Rochester captain as Stotts is slow to head off the floor as well.
Rochester penalty number 2, 2 minutes, boarding.
So 2 minutes boarding is the call on Dawson as you see Whitty giving Austin Stotts a bit of a shot to the back of the head. So both those guys won't start here on the man advantage. First one of the night for the Seals, who come in with the 4th best power play unit in the league. Jackson, Fields, Berg, Greer, and Noble. Nope, Buchanan's on the crease. Fields fakes behind the net, scores! Thank you very much. Casey Jackson gets the power play goal. 4-2 San Diego.
Well, what a little hesitation to freeze Hartley that really opened everything up behind the net for Casey Jackson. And the Seals really kind of continuing a trend that started a week ago, scoring very fast into power plays. Last week, 4 of their first 5 power play goals came in a 52-second span.
That one took about 19 seconds on the power play, maybe not even that much. Jackson power play goal from Fields and Greer at 12:34. That's a big goal to kill any momentum Rochester may have had. And off the ensuing draw, Cam Holding finds it for San Diego. Approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Thanks for tuning in with Tabitha Limpkin, Doug Locker. My name is Teddy Jenner. Thanks for checking us out on a Saturday night in San Diego, right here on BR Live. Jackson, double clutch on that, hit a body in front. Loose ball, Buchanan can't find it. He's fighting there with a Nighthawk player in the corner. Loose ball will be picked up by Dylan Evans. Quickly up ahead to Rylan Reese. Reese gives it into the corner. Bridle, Catoni, all the way around the far side. Back to Dallas Bridle. Fakes the inside flip, can't get a shot up. Double team, forced into the corner. Great defense by the Seals. Ball loose. And it'll be grabbed there by Mark Bassini. Quickly up ahead. Garrett McIntosh, he'll stop on the good side of center. Leave it there for Zach Greer. Oh, 3 possessions left in the quarter. Buchanan to Greer, stutter step. Will he shoot over the screen? He will. A bouncer on that one. Just missed. Loose ball. Stop. Scores!
Oh my goodness, Teddy. That's about all I can think of. Stotts goes straight up to get the loose ball, and it almost becomes a little dunk.
And a lot of bodies on Rochester just standing and watching. Stotts unassisted at 14 minutes. And maybe one of the best starts of the season for the San Diego Seals, Doug.
Absolutely. I mean, they're used to playing from behind after one. This is unfamiliar territory, as Josh Sanderson alluded to when he was talking to Tabitha.
Back to the face-off dot we go. Thornberry wins it, can't find the loose ball, but Corey Highfield does. Highfield on the break, takes a shot, kick save by Chiliano. And we're gonna get a penalty coming up. And it's gonna be a holding call. And late in the first quarter, Rochester will have their first power play. Is it gonna be a penalty shot? We'll have to wait for the official call. It didn't look like it was that clean of a breakaway, but everybody seems to be leaving the floor.
San Diego penalty number 2, 2 minutes holding. Player was on a breakaway, results in a penalty shot.
There we go. So Drew Belgrave got too much of Corey Highfield with a free hand. And so now it'll be a penalty shot for the Rochester Nighthawks. And it looks like it's gonna be Curtis Knight who's gonna come out and take this one. Knight's already got one tonight, trying to get his second, make this a 3-goal game late in the first quarter. Frank Chiliano just getting some final instructions from the officials. Knight, here we go. One-on-one, takes his time coming down on Big Frankie. Knight, pump fake, double clutch, takes a shot, saved by Frankie. That's a big save from Chiliano. He just stayed with Curtis Knight the whole way. It stays 5-2.
And a lot of energy in this building tonight. That served to really bring the volume up a little bit in Pechanga.
And you get another look here. Curtis Knight just goes nice and wide, takes his time, and Frankie didn't bite at all at any of those fakes. Just stayed with him, and then made the final one.
Frankie doing a great job hugging his pipe, making sure nothing slipped by him.
So no power play, back to 5 aside. Loose ball off the draw. Who's gonna come up with it? Body's still fighting. Picked up there by Eli Gobrecht, but Rochester caused a turnover. Highfield quickly gets it across center, gives it to Knight, into the corner, Katoni, near side. That's Cam Milligan. Spent some time with the Oshawa Hawks. The ALL, inside Knight, save there again. And Brody Merrill finds a loose ball. And they'll bring Frankie to the bench. Can they get 6 on 5 here quickly? Holdings got 5 in the corner. I don't think he realized how much time. Stotts, double clutch shot, save Hartley, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Rochester got the first one. San Diego scored 3 straight. It's now 5-2. When we come back, second quarter action from San Diego. Curtis Knight stoned by Frank Scigliano when we come back in second quarter. The NLL on BR Live. Back inside Pechanga where it is 5-2 after 1. Next weekend, the NLL Bandits take on the New England Black Wolves. It's the NLL Game of the Week as Steve Priolo welcomes Callum Crawford to the KeyBank Center. Catch all the action on BR Live, Twitter, and Facebook starting at 7 p.m. After 15-minute shots, 19-8 in favor of San Diego. And Austin Stotts has come out firing. He's got himself 2 goals, 2 assists, and we learned today that he's playing with a pretty heavy heart.
Yeah, he's playing with a very heavy heart. His best friend, Daniel Buzz Hill, passed away last night. The 2 played minor lacrosse together. From Teddy and I, everybody in the SEALs organization, and everyone around the National Lacrosse League, our condolences to the family.
Very well said, Doug. It's never easy, but as we know, lacrosse is the medicine game, and there's no better thing to do with a heavy heart than get out there and play the game that Austin Stotts has been playing his whole life, the game that gives him life. And he's off to a great start here and on 4 of the 5 goals. Second quarter underway. Delayed penalty coming up here right off the bat to San Diego. Rylan Hartley sprints to the bench. Katoni skips it near side, Cockerton. Evans, Katoni, and shot clock violation, so we'll get the true first power play of the game for Rochester. And earlier I said the Oshawa Hawks, it's the Whitby Steelhawks. Sorry to Prouder and Ryan McMichael, who were all over me for getting it wrong. I apologize, but the ALL is starting to turn into a bit of a development league for future players in this league, and Cam Milligan is just one of those bodies that has benefited from keeping the stick in his hand while not in the NLL. To the power play they go. Rochester, 6th best in the league, and they've added to those totals right away. Katoni gets Rochester's 20th power play goal of the season, and just like that, took all of 8 seconds. Talking about fast and furious with the man advantage, it's 5-3.
I was going to say, no one's wasting time on the power play tonight, and Katoni just steps into a little seam and blows it by Scigliano to bring this thing to 2, a 2-goal game, 5-3.
Well, I guess when you got the extra man, might as well take the open shot when it's there, and Katoni didn't hesitate as he gets his first of the evening. And for the team's leading scorer is 23rd of the year. Time of the goal, 47 seconds. Give an assist to Turner Evans. And you heard Holden earlier in the pregame with Tabitha just talking about what it's like to be a part of this club and really having to take over that role. He's really embracing that after spending time in Calgary and San Diego and being maybe like third or fourth fiddle, and especially with Sean Evans out, he's being the guy that Mike Hazen's relying on a lot.
Yeah, he is the guy, and really responding well. 4 goals last week, 2 assists. You know, obviously a big part of what they're doing offensively.
Jackson shot, shoulder save by Hartley. Loose ball behind him, picked up there by Jay Thornberry, quickly up ahead. Pass goes to Daryl Roberts.
And watching Hartley so far, you can see why Patrick Merrill and his staff took him so high in last year's entry draft, took him in the 2nd round, 15th overall.
And they hated losing him in the expansion draft, but they couldn't leave Frankie unprotected. Behind the net, here comes Rochester. Turner Evans, 4 in the 30. Step back shot, saved there by Chiliano, loose ball. And guess who picks that loose ball up? Number 17, Brody Merrill. Sykes gives it off to Berg. Hounded there by the pressure of Thomas Whitty. Berg gets inside, scores! Just a power move by Wes Berg as he gets his first of the night.
Yeah, and Berg takes a little whack from Whitty, kind of takes him down low, and then it was just put the Jets on and goes right to the net.
Almost a bit of an isolation play for Berg as everybody was on the other side of the floor. And for Wes Berg is 18th of the season. Zach Greer leads the team. Well, I guess now they're tied with 18. Loose ball picked up by Cam Holding. Out the front door comes Casey Jackson.
And another big answer by San Diego.
And that's huge for a team that needs wins. They got to be able to stop those runs, and scoring immediately after your opponent does is always a good sign. Noble. Stotts, shot, oh, he put it off the bar. Berg from Buchanan at 210. Fresh 30 here for San Diego. Jackson gets a pick there from Stotts, tries to turn the corner. Stotts to Noble. Back to Stotts. Oh, a nice check there by the defender, Doug Udding. And then an outside shot turned aside by Hartley. Loose ball. Udding had it, flipped it into the corner. And here comes Rochester the other way. Catoni out the front door. Takes a couple of chops and passes it back towards the bench. Catoni mixing it up there with Gobrek. And the officials counting down the 30 as there must be some sort of discrepancy between the on-floor time. Delayed penalty coming. And San Diego will pick this ball up, and Rochester will head to their 2nd power play of the night. And it looks like it's going to be a cross-checking call on Tor Reinhold, who doesn't like the call, feeling like his check ducked. But nonetheless, trailing by 3, the Nighthawks get a chance to get back to within 2.
And if you're the Seals, this is not something that you really want to find yourself in right now. You don't want to get into a situation where you're playing man short. That was clearly a penalty up high by Reinhold.
If you love the NLL, you'll love all the highlights on our social channels. Get the best goals, saves, and action during the games and during the week on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, NLL.com. Catoni outside shot, shoulder save there by Chiliano. Loose ball, up ahead, Cam Holding. Out of the box quickly was Rylan Reese, so no transition. And so San Diego will try and kill some time on the penalty to Tor Reinhold. Near side Buchanan. Buchanan trying to work underneath, 8 in the 30, gonna have to get a shot off here. Buchanan turns the corner, took a deflection, never made it on target. And Rochester bench quietly pleading for a delay of game. Not going to get it on that one. Udding across center. Bridle. Knight. On the near side, Mickle and Turner Evans. Bridle. Inside Dan Mickle, pass knocked down nicely there. And the Seals will run the other way with Brody Merrill. Slow numbers for San Diego, but they have 50 remaining on the power play, so they'll just try and eat some of this 30 up. Berg near side. No real thought of going to the net quite yet. Now Noble will take a shot and scores! A little off-speeder from Little Duder. And a short-handed goal. And for San Diego, that's their their fifth short-handed goal. And it's back to a 4-goal game at 7-3.
And Noble continues to have a major effect on this Seals offense. Coming into tonight, over the last 4 games, he'd been averaging 6 points a game, Teddy. Definitely a resurgence from a year ago, and he's a big, big part of it with a shorthanded goal tonight.
Yeah, last year in Colorado, there was just something off with Jeremy Noble, whether it was on the floor, off the floor. He just wasn't the Jeremy Noble the Colorado fans had seen over the last few years, and unfortunately, the coaching staff and GMs felt that they needed to move on from him, and it's San Diego's gain. Short-handed goal, Noble from Berg and Stotts, as Austin Stotts now has himself a 5-point game. 2 goals, 3 assists. Still in the power play for another 10 seconds. There's a shot and a save by Chiliano. Loose ball picked up there by the Nighthawks. Down low, Evans, Katoni. Late man's Mickle. Knight shoots and scores. What a shot, short side by Curtis Knight. And he is a thorn in the side of this San Diego defense as he's got a pair.
And just places it really, really accurately. It's not always how hard you shoot it, but where you shoot it. He just places it past Chiliano. It won't be a power play goal, but nonetheless, it draws this game to a 7-4 score.
These teams just keep trading goals. Last time a team scored back-to-back was right at the end of the first quarter when Jackson and Stotts scored. Knight from Mickle and Katoni at 5:43. Tony's got a goal and assist off the ensuing draw. Picked up by Rochester. They're gonna run. Up ahead, Bennett. Under 9 minutes of play here in that opening half. Thanks for joining us here from San Diego, California. Outside shot goes well wide off the stick of Cochran, but he finds his own rebound, gives it to Knight. Knight, near side Katoni couldn't handle the pass, and it falls to the Seals goaltender, Chiliano. He'll float up ahead to Eli Gobrecht. There comes Kyle Buchanan. Buchanan skips it all alone. Connor Field double clutch, and he can't get a shot off. Good recovery there by Whitty. Near side Noble. Stutter step around the top, won't shoot over the pick. Trying to find somebody to Greer, and a nice save there by Ryland Hartley as he stuck the left wing out. But Fields able to find that rebound and get a fresh 30.
Good hard work by Connor Fields to come up with that reset.
Buchanan inside. Greer with a shot, check that out, was Jackson. Little backside scoop shot, then up ahead, Highfield. That's a bit of a forced pass from the young goaltender Ryland Hartley, maybe trying to do a little too much. And here comes San Diego getting the other way. Noble will go for a change. Connor Fields comes on late, Buchanan inside, Berg shot. Oh, what a save by the left glove of Ryland Hartley. He's doing all he can to keep this team in it. He's already faced 27 shots. We still got half a quarter to go. Oh, Buchanan, a little stutter step. Another glove save by Hartley. Berg. Greer far side. Back to West Berg on a bit of an isolation here near side. Gets the skip pass. Oh, what a finish by Fields. Great vision from Berg. And the Seals are feeling it.
And you said it, Teddy. Berg, just a great feed to a wide open Connor Fields, who really just puts it by a helpless Ryland Hartley. Fantastic vision, great execution by the Seals.
That was just a simple backside cut from Connor Fields as Berg found him all alone. And like you said, Doug, just a simple finish. Fields from Berg and Greer at 7:53. Back to a 4-goal game, 7:02 remaining. And we'll get a clamp by Thormeyer on the draw. So it'll be San Diego possession when we come back. Connor Fields is feeling it. His team's up by 4. You're watching the NLL on BR Live. Back inside Pechanga Arena, there's a guy that wants to be a Jedi someday. You want to own one of these sweet Star Wars Wookiee of the Year jerseys? Make sure you get your bids in now by visiting sealslax.com/auction. Proceeds benefit Rady Children's Hospital. Hurry up! The auction ends at the conclusion of halftime. Back here in Southern California, Seals with possession up 4. Make it 5 as Buchanan cuts through the middle and beats Hartley with a low shot. And the Seals are starting to pull away.
And Kyle Buchanan slips to the middle of the floor, and Austin Stotts finds him. Again, nothing fancy. Stotts just finds Buchanan cutting to the middle of the floor, off a little pick by Greer, and all of a sudden this is a 9-4 game.
And we talked about stopping teams' momentum, and now San Diego scored 2 or 3 in a row. And Rochester's got to find a way to slow this team down, get this crowd out of it, and get momentum back on their side. But they just aren't winning many of the little battles. They win that one as they find that loose ball with Robertson. Buchanan from Stotts and Jackson at 8:09. Here comes Rochester, trailing by 5, 6.5 to go here in the half. Around the corner, Cochran, Bridle, Evans behind the net. Can he turn the corner? Does it? Takes the shot, shoulder save by Chiliano, loose ball. Frankie's got it, and he'll float it up ahead. Garrett McIntosh will wait on the good side of center. He'll go far side to Fields. Now Jeremy Noble. Noble surveys inside. Oh, what a finish! Buchanan's got back-to-back, and this one was a back-to-back beauty. It's 10-4 San Diego.
What a fantastic play, both the feed and the catch and finish. And you see Noble just floating it into Buchanan, who puts it over Hartley's shoulder. And now it's the Seals who are on a bit of a run.
Little far side, short side from Buchanan. Rochester coach Mike Hazen watching these replays extra careful, maybe thought about throwing a flag. Still looking. Time of the goal, 9:08. Buchanan from Noble. And here comes San Diego again. Braden Bradley.
And really the trend has continued with the return of Austin Stotts. The offense has just been firing on all cylinders. We mentioned in the open scoring almost 13.5 goals a game. We're already at 10, 5 minutes to go in the second.
And you said he was averaging 7 points in his last 2 games. I got him at 6 right now. So he's definitely going to get to 7, even more. Here comes Rochester the other way. Rylan Reese. Knight skips into the corner. There's a shot and a goal. Cam Milligan beats Frank Chiliano with maybe a bit of a no-look slow shot, and I think they're going to get that ball. First in the NLL for young Millie, and that's a big goal and stops that run that we were talking about.
Yeah, just a really nice placed goal by Cam Milligan. Put it right off of Cam Holding's shoulder and beat Chiliano. Got to be a thrill for Cam Milligan, just being signed earlier this week. Comes in, has an immediate impact for his new club.
He's bounced around this league a little bit, but never really been given a a fair shot. I don't want to say a fair shot, but never been able to crack a full-time roster spot. And he might try to create that hole for himself right here with this Rochester group. As Milligan scores at 9:58, give assists to Curtis Knight and Rylan Reese. And we will head to break. It's 10-5. San Diego is rolling. Kyle Buchanan's got back-to-back goals. 5 minutes left in the half from Pechanga.
But hey, when you're over top of it, that's what we got.
I wasn't even over top. I had the ball on my stick right here and I was getting up.
Okay, the call's done. What do you got there?
Ryan Fowler, crew chief, just talking things over with Brandon Cullen about face-off techniques. Here comes Rochester the other way. Skips it down in the corner. Knight, delayed penalty coming up here on Brody Merrill. It's going to be a holding the stick call. Turner Evans. Knight. Back to Evans, 6-on-5. Knight, time and room back to Evans. Shuttle trying to go far side, top corner and missed. That'll be a back over violation, but Rochester will head to their third power play of the night, 1 for 2 so far.
It's going.
Looks like it's going to be Brody Merrill making his way off. We'll get the call from crew chief Ryan Fowler.
San Diego penalty, number 17, minor penalty holding the stick.
The San Diego Seals return to Pechanga Arena to take on the New England Black Wolves on Friday, March 20th. Reserve your seat today at sealslax.com. That's sealslax.com. That'll be a big game.
That'll be a very big game. They're all big at this point in the season.
That's a true story, especially with this new playoff format. Everybody realizes that, yes, interdivisional games are huge, but with those 2 wild card spots, intra-divisional games become that much more important. Late in the third here, Rochester. Evans, Katoni, that pass just missed. Thought Evans was going to shoot that one late in the clock, but Rochester couldn't get it off. Now San Diego going to run. Shot, save, and a beauty. Rylan Hartley stayed with him the whole way, denying Cam Holding on the break.
And Holding put on the Jets. He was going the entire way from the time he picked up that loose ball.
Here comes Rochester again. Katoni gets it back, takes a shot, hit a body in front, never made it through. Now we're going to have a breakaway chance the other way. 1-on-1, all alone. Garrett McIntosh put it wide. Tried to do the Bucky far side, short side, but missed the corner.
And a good job by McIntosh to even create that opportunity, keeping the ball in front of him.
Mickle to Katoni. Curtis Knight. Backhand flip. Pass knocked down. Seals doing such a good job with that top 4 box. Delayed penalty coming up here to Rochester. Noble, Chiliano to the bench, 26 remaining on the minor. A little set up and go 5-on-5 here. 10 seconds on the 30. Buchanan, he'll work near side with Berg. One more to Jackson, scores from a tough angle. I'm not sure how we got that one to go, but Jackson will take it. It'll be a 5-on-5 goal. And it's now 11-5.
I'm absolutely dying to see this replay because he was almost perpendicular with the goal line when he let it go. Just no angle whatsoever. And Hartley doing everything he can to get to the pipe before the shot was released.
It's a great learning video there for all you young kids. You don't have to shoot it hard. You don't got to shoot it with power. Sometimes you just got to put it on net with accuracy, and that's exactly what Casey Jackson did, because we all know Casey Jackson likes to fire the rock.
Yes, he does. And we've seen that a bunch tonight, both with Curtis Knight, Casey Jackson, placing the ball rather than firing the ball.
Jackson, his hat trick from Buchanan and Bradley at 12:27. Merrill out of the box. So we're back to 5 aside. As Rochester now 1 for 3 with a man advantage. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Evans plants, shoots, had a stick deflected. Merrill's going to try to run onto this one. He's got Cochran to chase down with. And it'll be a shot clock violation on the Nighthawks. Graydon Bradley scoops it up in his own zone. We'll bounce it to Noble near the bench. And Noble will run to open space. Noble, inside feed. Oh, that one just couldn't connect with Buchanan. And it'll be Rochester possession up the floor. Corey Highfield, great outlet feed. Highfield stutter step, takes a shot, he rang it off the post. Great shot there by Corey Highfield, but couldn't beat Frank Chiliano's skinny red friend.
And the Seals pretty fortunate there, a little bit of a lazy change to get back.
Down in the corner, Knight. Tried to skip it near side of Katoni, pass knocked down. And it's picked up by Gosini, and he'll leave it there for Noble with $1:10 remaining in the half. At the half, Doug and I will break things down. Maybe give you a couple out-of-town scores as well, as it's a busy week 15. 4 games tonight, 4 games tomorrow, including these very same Rochester Nighthawks. Outside shot saved there by Rylan Hartley. Fresh 30, 46. Bench is screaming for them to shoot the ball quick. They do. Saved there by Hartley. Loose ball picked up by Buchanan. Do they want to go again? No, but they're calling a timeout and they'll take it. And so San Diego will call timeout and try to hold for one more scoring opportunity. Don't forget, if you want one of these beautiful Wookie of the Year jerseys, get over to sealslax.com/auction and get your bid in. The bidding ends at the end of halftime. So you got about 15.5 minutes or so. So if you want to outbid Doug, get in on it. And coming up at the half, Seals players talk about what it means to them to wear the trident in this very strong military town. That plus stats and highlights on the way in just a few minutes. I gotta say, I'm a very big fan of that Trident logo. Everything the Seals have done with their logo and the connection to the town and the city and the Marines is just done a fantastic, fantastic job.
Well, they've done a great job of really bringing home what it means to wear the Trident. And in fact, one of their motivational coaches is a former SEAL who comes in, works with the team on a regular basis. Very strong naval town. And that Trident really is a special symbol, not only here in San Diego, but around the world.
So 30.9 remaining in the half, 26 on the shot clock. So San Diego will have to get a shot off here. And they've kept Frankie in the net because of that. So they'll play this straight up 5-on-5 and try to take as late a shot as they can. Around the horn, Burke, Jackson, and Greer play pass. And now 10 on the shot clock, expect some action. Here we go, Buchanan running free through the middle. Isolation here for Burke. Drives the middle, bounce shot, put it wide, loose ball. And it's gonna fall to Buchanan late in the 30, Stott scores! Echo Stone's gonna come over and wave this off with a shot clock violation. Now they're gonna review this, I think. And they are allowed to do this when one rep has one call and another has another. They are able to go to the replay for this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you're right. That's exactly what they're going to do. But it was interesting. Mike Hazen had that flag flying across the floor. Hazen threw the flag, I think, before they got the ball out of the net.
Yeah, and I took a quick peek, and if you look at the game clock, there's 2.6. There was a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. So I have a feeling that this one is after the shot clock expired, but it's all going to come down to if they get a good enough view of the goal and the clock at the same time.
So it was 0. Why don't you give me a little power ballad?
Ryan Fowler in the penalty box. Let's take a look on NLL Wire.
Tony? Hey, so let's, what do we got here? No, so I want to see, yep, so let's start that. Okay, I gotta see something. We gotta find, can we get the 32nd in there? So play that back. Okay, right here. Yeah, play this. Play.
That's the first shot that went wide.
Okay, don't roll. Forward, yeah, play this.
The ball deflects and falls to Buchanan, who's going to feed Stotts.
Slow, okay, slow.
And Stotts is now taking the shot. And it will be no goal.
Thank you.
Stotts came close to his third of the night. He's going to have to wait for the second half. Now they're going to pull Rylan Hartley.
4 seconds. Right, so we're not.
And now we got some bodies coming together in front of the Rochester bench. That was Dawson and Garrett McIntosh. But good job by the refereeing crew. Ecozone came over and told Fowler, I had the shot clock going off.
Ball crossing and playing to the goal, no goal.
And a great job by the crew here in Pechanga to get Ryan Fowler everything he needed, a view of the shot clock and the ball crossing the line at the same time. And it's going to say no goal. So 4.9 remaining in the half. Rochester has pulled Rylan Hartley. So it's a short 6-on-5. And they're going to have to sprint this one with Cockenden, but there's just no way he can get there in time. Great job by San Diego to apply the pressure. And now Merrill comes over and gives a bump to Dallas Bridle. And we could have ourselves a highly contested second half, Doug.
Spirited.
Sure, you could use that word if you want. 11-5 at the end of the half. Shots 35-17 unofficially. We're kind of questioning the 17, but Rochester only had 8 in the first quarter, so the defense by San Diego did a heck of a job in that second quarter just to limit the opportunities of the Rochester squad and held them to just 9 shots. Down to Tabitha with Coach Patrick Merrill. Tabitha.
Yeah, it feels like the force is strong with the Seals tonight. You've had a good, solid run. You're leading by 6. Obviously, the offense is jiving well, but what can you fine-tune on defense?
I think it starts with us being a little bit more disciplined. We were, we took too many penalties there, and they got a couple power play goals. But I think overall we're playing well. We just need to get into a rhythm and keep that intensity level up. Obviously, we're gaining confidence from the way our offense is playing. So I think we just need to, get back into our system, be a little bit more aggressive and stay out of the box.
I've been on the sideline of a lot of these games. I feel like this one is a little bit more intense between these two teams. Why do you think that is?
I don't feel a difference. I mean, it's pretty intense. This league is emotional, right? Both teams, there's a lot on the line every week. So, I think it's going to continue to be intense right until the end. And obviously we gotta come out of half, kind of feeling like it's, playing like it's 0-0 and just keep getting better as the game goes on.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you, Tabitha. And as Patrick said, it's going to be intense right to the finish. Casey Jackson's third of the night makes it 11-5. When we come back, we'll hear about the Trident. Doug and I will break it down, and we'll get you set for the second half from Pechanga. Back inside Pechanga as we look at the first half stat presented by BetMGM. Doug, what's the one that stands out most to you?
Well, I think the shots, I'm going to give you 2. I think the shots and the loose balls just jump right out at me. The loose balls really coming connected to those shots with those second and third possessions on the reset.
San Diego is home to one of the most feared and respected fighting forces in the world, the U.S. Navy SEALs. Only Navy SEALs can earn the medal known as the Trident. So when the front office of the SEALs lacrosse team was designing the club's uniform, they paid homage to the Navy SEALs by including a trident on the uniform. Our good friend Doug Locker asked a number of the SEALs players what it means to them to wear the trident on their chest.
I know you've only been here a short amount of time, but do you have a sense of what it means to you or what it means at this point to you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is your work ethic character. You want character people in here. Very unselfish people, and it just starts with Steve Govett and Patrick Merrill and trickles all the way down through the team. And you can even see it in the offices here, how much everyone cares and unselfish and hardworking everyone is, and that's what being a SEAL is about.
Yeah, that pretty much took the words out of my mouth there.
Face-off battle won by the Seals, and immediately they come down the floor with a bit of a 2-on-1. Shot scores! Cam Holding!
A lot of it comes down to character and what are you willing to do? You know, what are you willing to sacrifice individually to better the team? You know, in our motto, one of our mottos that we kind of go back to is the we over me mentality. And collectively, if we all have that mentality, we're going to continue to find success.
Pass to the side net, Stupp attempt, scores! Buchanan with a pretty goal.
I know Patrick Merrill is really trying to instill an attitude wearing the Seals jersey. Tell me what it means to you to wear that logo.
Yeah, it's funny. Coming in, you don't really know what to expect. And last year, right from the first weekend, I could feel it from our staff. I could feel it from the front office staff. It meant something different to be a part of the San Diego Seals. And not to take away from other teams I played on, but this was a special experience. Everybody cared so much. And, you know, we had a pretty unique experience talking to some Navy SEALs and what the trident on our jersey meant to them. And I think that hit home for a lot of guys, and realizing that, you know, what we're wearing is bigger than ourselves, is bigger than our career, and we took that to heart. So, you know, we try and instill that attitude that, you know, not to take anything for granted. And there's going to be some pain, there's going to be some tough times, maybe not for yourself, but for other guys, and to help each other through those. And then at the end of the day, the glory that we hopefully achieve is all well worth it.
A special moment for all these players to wear that trident on their chest. When we come back, we'll break us down the highlights from that first half of lacrosse. The Sirens keeping it hot here inside Pechanga Arena. 11-5 is your score as the Seals lead the Rochester Nighthawks. Take a look at your first half highlights. That was the goal that made it 1-0 as Turner Evans got the Nighthawks on the board first, but slowly and surely, as Rochester continued to pile on some pressure, the Seals got their feet underneath them and started to take control of this game, Doug.
And Catoni there with the power play goal to make it a 5-3 game.
As Noble scores over the top, a little soft shot that beat Ryland Hartley. But then everything started to go in San Diego's ways. Buchanan scores on the inside. Austin Stotts is having himself a heck of a first half. And then a beautiful backside look inside to Kyle Buchanan. And then one more as Kyle Jackson gets his hat trick goal that's going to make it 11-5. And this was just a sweet look from Buck.
Just a great look on the extra attacker to put the Seals up 11-5.
When we come back, more lacrosse from downtown San Diego. It's the NLL on BR Live. Moments away from starting the second half here in San Diego. The NLL on BR Live is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. And fans, if you want the best seats in the arena at unbeatable prices, make sure you become a Seals season ticket member and enjoy all the benefits of the membership. Tickets start at just $9 a game. Save big on tickets, merch, and parking. Visit sealslax.com to lock in your seats today. A couple out-of-town scores, Doug?
Yeah, earlier today, Saskatchewan knocked off Vancouver 17-7. Georgia with an 11-7 win over New York. And New England with a 9-7 win over Philadelphia.
Georgia outscored New York 7-1 in the fourth quarter to really run away in that game. And as you kind of heard Patrick Merrill allude to, and we've talked about a lot already in this broadcast, every game is very important. You know, we talked a couple teams are out of it. New York officially eliminated with that loss today. Rochester slowly getting to the eliminated part, but there's still 11 teams fighting for 8 spots.
Well, exactly, and you know, especially in the West, if you're a Western Division team, you're really looking at that wild card situation, and it's going to be tough.
It is going to be very tough because the top 3 in the East and the top 3 in the North all have better records than all but Saskatchewan. So finding a wild card spot could be nearly impossible for the West Club. So that means the race for second is on. As we get set for the second half of action, San Diego and Rochester. And it'll be a face-off between Cleland and Thornberry. In your first half stats, we looked at them, but as Doug mentioned, the two that stand out. Loose balls, 43-31 in favor of San Diego, and shots on goal, 38-17 in favor of San Diego. So if Rochester's going to get themselves back in this game, they're going to have to find the loosies. They're going to have to start putting balls on target.
Going to have to find ways to generate some shots.
Seals find the loose ball off the opening drop, and they'll have the first opportunity to score here in the final 30 minutes of regulation. Casey Jackson got himself a first half hat trick, gives it off to Greer, late man off the bench. Austin Stott signaling traffic. Jackson comes high, skips it to Berg, he missed it. And it's grabbed by Corey Highfield, a breakaway from center. Highfield all alone, Berg trying to catch him, he shoots and he put it right into the big stick of Frank Chiliano, and he just stood there and made that save.
Frank didn't move 1 inch on that breakaway.
Here's Greer. Had a man backside, didn't force it to Berg. Noble will give it to Berg with 18 on the shot clock. Stotts, shot, missed the far corner. Noble, Greer scores! What an extra look from Jeremy Noble on the quick reset. And Greer puts it in the back of the net, his first of the night. He's got 5 points. And that's a great start if you're Patrick Merrill and the Seals.
Just ball movement, ball movement, ball movement. Really, that's all that was. And it results in a goal for Zach Greer. Ball comes off the end boards, and the ball swings from side to side. Sorry, Teddy.
That's all right. There's a lot going on up here. Greer, his second of the night from Noble. And that took all of 58 seconds. Off the draw, Rochester gets called for an infraction. So San Diego will take possession again. Here's Connor Fields. 4 points in the first half, goal and 3 assists. For a guy that really could be in the running for Rookie of the Year, Doug.
Absolutely.
Here comes Rochester the other way as Daryl Roberts tried to fight his way through the middle of the defense in transition, but too many San Diego Seals in the way, and here comes the offense.
And San Diego's been very effective all night long, just kind of cutting to the middle of the floor.
Here's Buchanan. Greer the backside, what a finish! What a feed! 2 goals in just over a minute 30, and San Diego is feeling it.
Great feed, great finish. See it here. It's kind of a little backhand feed. Very reminiscent of the Casey Jackson goal in the first half.
And that's guys ball watching on the backside. He can't leave Zach Greer that wide open. As he just, as you said, cut through the middle, found himself in an open spot, and an excellent feed by Buchanan to a wide open Zach Greer. And there's some guys putting up some numbers here tonight, Doug.
No, and it's not really fancy, Teddy. It's just moving the ball and looking for opportunities. And San Diego's really exploiting that confusion on the Rochester defense.
2 goals in a minute 40. Time of that goal, 2:38. There's Stotts with a shot. A nice save by Rylan Hartley. That's a big one for the young kid.
And Stotts again wide open right in the middle of the floor. Got a very good look.
Numbers here for Rochester. Rylan Reese diving and scoring. What a goal by the rookie. As Rylan Reese gets his 4th of the campaign.
Well, and you talked about it earlier. What a great rookie year Rylan Reese is having, and what an impact he's going to have in this league for years to come. Just a beautiful goal, to put it by Chiliano.
That's his 3rd point of the night. Only Curtis Knight has more, and he's got 5. Not too often you see a rookie defender be one of your top point getters Sure, they only have 6 goals, but he's been on half of them.
Well, and Rylan Reese was not the second overall pick in this year's draft because he was not an outstanding player. I mean, the guy's been successful at pretty much every level.
Give an assist to Curtis Knight, as he now has 6 points. Just saw Sean Evans walk past us here by the broadcast booth, battling some lingering injuries, has been out for the past few weeks. And Rochester would really love to get him back in the lineup. He brings so much energy and spark, much like Austin Stotts does for San Diego.
His compete level is just through the roof.
Here comes Rochester. Turner Evans. Mickle. Near side Milligan, and he put it just off this outside of the far post. Fresh 30 here for Rochester. Bridle, shot, saved by Chiliano. And Dallas Bridle will pick up his own rebound. Evans, swim move. That's Turner Evans, cousin of Sean Evans. Looked very much like Sean Evans with that little stutter step swim move. Bridle, skipped it down low. Cochran, no, one more to Bridle, he just missed it. 10 on the 30, they're gonna go through the crease on the Nighthawks. So San Diego will take possession. Good defensive shift there by San Diego, but Rochester getting some opportunities, putting some shots on target, like we said. Still trail 42-22 in the shot category, though.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I thought that was a good possession for Rochester as well. Generated some good looks, had some opportunities.
Long ball pass, Catonio, the pass was just out of his reach. Chiliano out of his crease, handles it. Flips it away. Here comes Tor Reinhold. Gets the cross center. And he'll cut to the middle of the net. And now he'll go for a change. Far side, Wes Berg. Matched up one-on-one with Daryl Robertson, far side. Fields to Stotts. Berg gets a pick there from Buchanan. Drives one more. Oh my goodness. I don't know. That's just 2 guys cutting down the backside at the same time, and a feed right into the stick of Connor Fields, and he just patty cakes it right in the back of the net.
It's really all it was. Berg finds Fields cutting backside, hit replay. I mean, we've seen that a few times tonight, and it's working to perfection.
And just guys chasing. That's not going to make Mike Hazen very happy, as you just cannot allow guys free looks on the backside like that, especially when you have a very active goalie in Rylan Hartley who likes to come way out of his crease. Fields from Berg and Stats at 417, and looky, Austin Stotts has himself a 7-point night for the 3rd week in a row. Is that 26 since his return?
Unbelievable defensive pressure there by San Diego to cause that turnover.
Ball still loose, finally grabbed there by Rochester. And a big hit there by Cam Holding. And then another one as Glacini comes by and causes the turnover on Doug Utting. And then somehow Cam Holding sidesteps a big hit from Paul Dawson. 5 minutes gone here in the opening part of the 3rd quarter. 14-6. San Diego leading Rochester. Stotts to Jackson. Gets inside. Oh, a twister went through the 5-hole and off the bar. Jackson thought it went in, but wasn't that close. Pat Merrill asking for a replay. I don't think he's going to get one. Screaming at his own officials in the penalty box to give him a replay, not going to get it. But I don't think that one was in. I think it was cleanly off the crossbar. And that'll take us to a break. 14-6 is your final. Sorry, is the score. It's not over yet. We got a long way to go. 9:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Cam Holding laying the wood. Do you want to look good? As good as the Seals do? Well, gear up at the brand new Seals team store located at Hazard Center in Mission Valley. Don't forget that season ticket members always save 15% on everything in the store. Visit sealslax.com for more information. Hit hard, party hard, dive in. The black, full trident, one of my favorite jerseys in the league, gotta say. Here comes Rochester, trying to mount some sort of comeback here with 24 minutes left. That shot deflects off the stick, goes out of bounds. Reset the 30. Bridle skips it far side. Turner Evans spins back. Near side, Curtis Knight. Knight gets a pick, flips it up to Bridle. He'll shoot over top, and that one just missed. Mickle to Knight. Trying to drive underneath, he does. Gets a shot off. Nice save there by Chiliano. Loose ball picked up by the Seals. That's Graydon Bradley. And up ahead, Tor Reinhold will bring it across center. Jackson. Buchanan. Now Wes Berg. One-on-one with Bennett. Now near side Jackson down low. Inside feed. Oh, and Austin Stotts had to go off the tip of his stick. 8 on the 30. Buchanan. Stotts will take it off the board, and he'll get called for through the crease. He knew it right away. Dylan Evans will bring it up across center. Give it off to Cam Milligan, who's got his first NLL goal here tonight. Evans into the corner, comes around. Picked off right out of the midair by Glacini. Helmet loose on the ground. Seals player had to go off. I think that was Brandon Clellan. Ball still loose. And it'll be a shot clock violation on Rochester. Good job by San Diego not allow anything to get on target. Noble will flip it to Fields, and he'll float it to Buchanan. Hard through the middle goes Wes Berg. Fields bumps off a pick from Greer. Turns, can't get a shot off, skips it one more. Buchanan double clutch, just missed far side. Berg with 8. To Greer, tucks it, spins, step back shot, saved there by Rylan Hartley. Quickly up ahead to Rylan Reese. And Evans will slow it down with 7 minutes to go in the quarter. Turner Evans to Catoni, shot, save, Chiliano. His best game of the year, Doug?
I think so. I mean, he's playing very well. He's seeing the ball well. He's making timely saves. And I thought he was excellent last week in Calgary in that second half.
Here's Jackson. Buchanan down low, Noble. Noble looks, gives to Fields, one-timer, and that one just missed. Noble gets the rebound right back to Fields, driving, and a save there by Rylan Hartley, who had to be quick to make that save. And here comes Doug Utting. He'll loop back towards his own bench and then cause a turnover. He just lackadaisical there from Utting. Here comes Belgrave, 3-on-2. Glacini, shot, score! Check that, Sykes! His first. And look how happy his teammates are as Matt Sykes gets his first in the NLL.
And Matt Sykes has started with one of the rookies to start every single game for San Diego this season, and I know his teammates are super happy to see him bury this goal tonight. And you can see how happy he is. Great transition goal from Matt Sykes.
And that'll be it for Rylan Hartley. In comes Craig Wendy. And it'll be interesting to see what Rochester does tomorrow in Colorado, because they are the only team in the NLL that carries 3 goaltenders on the active roster. They have Hartley, Wendy, and Fryer. And you would expect Fryer gets some sort of action tomorrow. It'll just be interesting to see how they do it and who they sit.
Yeah, and they've got the flexibility and they've got the luxury to kind of do a number of different things, so it'll be super interesting to see what they do.
Sykes from Belgrave at 8:54 in transition. There's an outside shot. Ends up on the back of the net. Wendy, as we got some rough stuff behind the net. As Dan Mickle in there with a couple of bodies, including Eli Gobrecht. And it looks like they're gonna take anybody here. And they'll take them both. Utting and Gobrecht will head to the box.
He gets bumped there. Give me a break.
Check that 23, that's Dan Mickle. He's in there with Eli Gobrecht. Back to where my mind was thinking. Wendy 1-3, 13.59 goals against and a .768 save percentage, but he spent most of his time in Georgia behind Mike Poulin. And this is really his first real year of getting quality minutes for Rochester. Behind the net, Jackson. Up top, Berg. Jackson. Step back shot. Nice save there by Wendy, his first of the night. And then a hit from behind on Berg. He goes down. And Stotts is going to come in and have words. And you like to see that from Austin Stotts. You don't have to fight the guy. Just go and let him know that that's not acceptable.
Well, and you know, we talked about Connor Fields being a great team guy. You know, I think team guy, you know, is written on Austin Stotts' jersey. Like he's just not going to put up with that. There's no better team guy out there than Austin Stotts. And it's nice to see that Wesley Berg looks like he's no worse for wear.
I love the internet because they let me know when I do things wrong.
Rochester penalty number 22, missed legal cross check.
Apparently Cam Milligan scored last year for Rochester, so tonight's goal wasn't technically his first in the NLL.
First goal with the Rochester Nighthawks.
This version of the Rochester
Absolutely.
Nighthawks. I love the internet. Thank you very much, everybody, for keeping me on my toes. So, San Diego, to their second power play of the night. They're 1 for 1. It took all of 18 seconds the last time they were on the floor. Jackson, Greer, Stotts, Buchanan, and Noble. Stotts drags, gives it off to Noble. One more Buchanan. Diagonal feed. Jackson shot. A nice save there by Craig Wendy.
Wendy didn't know where I was. Look behind him.
Up ahead, Ryland Reese. Under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Minute 30 remaining on the power play as Ryland Reese will stay and kill some time. Turner Evans to Katoni. Outside shot, save Chiliano. He's all the way out of his crease to find that one. Takes a bump from Katoni. And here comes San Diego's power play unit. Jackson down low. Bounce pass. Audie stops. Still no Wes Berg out here on the power play. Backhand flip Greer. One more Buchanan pass was in his feet. 5 in the shot clock. Stotts, he'll fire it. Saved there by Craig Wendy. Wendy looking for a bomb. Gonna hit a man out the front door. Bit of a suicide pass and easily handled there by Cam Holding. I understand what Craig Wendy's doing, but you gotta realize that San Diego's got a guy even closer to the bench, and Jackson scores! A 4 spot for C-Jack. 16-6. Power play goal. They're 2 for 2 on the night.
And you said it, Casey Jackson with his 4th goal of the night on the power play. Nice little cross crease feed from Buchanan. And all of a sudden, we've got a 16-6 game. This thing's starting to open up pretty fast.
Jackson from Buchanan at 11-11. For Buchanan, that's his 5th assist. He's got 7 points tonight. Rochester with the ball deep in the corner. Dylan Evans. pushes it up ahead. Here comes Rochester back 5-on-5 shots. 51-26 in favor of San Diego. Curtis Knight tries to feed inside, tiptoes the crease, and another nice save by Shiliano. Loose ball grabbed there by Graydon Bradley.
And again, Shiliano just holding his ground. Knight goes low, and Frank didn't move.
Belgrave will leave it here for Connor Fields. 3 minutes to go. We're still waiting the 5-minute under 5 TV timeout. Fields skips it to Noble. Berg's back out there. That's great to see for the Seals. Fields, stutter step, ball bounces to Berg. That'll be a shot clock violation. And that will take us to our under 5 TV timeout. It's a 10-goal lead. Casey Jackson's got 4 on the night. He's got a hot hand. Come back from Pechanga, downtown San Diego.
Hey, keep being aggressive, right? Keep being aggressive. Send that shoot, send those doubles. On the middle of the floor.
Do you think he yells at his brother like that?
I think he does.
I need to see that mic'd up. I need to see Bill Greer yelling at Zach Greer to hustle back on defense. Don't think it'll happen. Zach's consummate pro, always hustles. And one of the best guys in this league, just a great character and a great talent. And San Diego is happy to have him in their lineup. Here's Kyle Buchanan with 2:21 remaining in the third quarter. Gives it off to Jeremy Noble. Buchanan circles high, skips it to Stotts, comes off a pick, fakes it. Back to Buchanan, a Wernberger put it wide, 7 on the shot clock. Nice job by Noble to backtrack, skips it to Berg. Shot saved by Wendy, kicked into the corner. Oh, the ball bounced off the official Ecclestone and right to a Rochester defender. San Diego was gonna get that reset. Ball's in the far corner with Holden Katoni. Mickle gives it off to Milligan. Down in the corner, Curtis Knight. Knight to Mickle on a pass, just didn't connect. Watch all of the NLL action from around the National Lacrosse League this season on BR Live. Choose annual, monthly, or a per-game pass. For more information, check out NLL.com/BR Live. That is where you are watching and listening to us right now. If you're a Rochester fan, you're probably listening to my good buddy Craig Rubzinski on Rochester Radio. Here's Jackson late in the 30. He'll fire it on target, and Craig Wendy makes the save. Minute 04 remaining.
And San Diego continually looking to the backside to try to exploit that. It's been working all night for him.
Rylan Reese again going to stay in play. Gives it off to Curtis Knight. Knight up top to Cochran, and a heavy shot by Holden Katoni. And Frankie wore it right off the shoulder pad. Reinhold. Rochester could have last possession if they are able to find a loose ball off a shot. Here's Austin Stotts. Oh, he had Jackson open in the middle, but saw him too late. Greer, Jackson's behind the net. Greer, pass was deflected. Greer, Jackson, dunks it. Oh, that was close. 10 in the quarter. Robertson, Knight, Wendy to the bench. Cutters, Cochran, and shot and a save there. Check that, it was Turner Evans. And Shiliano makes another big save. We got 15 minutes remaining. Seals lead it by 10, 16-6. Come back for a frantic finish from San Diego. "15 minutes of regulation left. The San Diego Seals return to Pechanga Arena to take on the New England Black Wolves Friday, March 20th. Reserve your seats today at sealslax.com. That's sealslax.com. Doug, looking at the stat sheet, 3 players on the Seals have 7 points. Stotts has 2 and 5. Greer has 3 and 4. Buchanan has 2 and 5.
Yeah, great spread offense in terms of spreading the load, and that's why they're sitting at 16 in terms of the goal output.
Backhand shot by Turner Evans, saved by Scigliano as he continues to be steady Eddie in between the pipes. McIntosh gives it to Kyle Buchanan, and we'll go for a change. Jackson, Buchanan, one more. Connor Fields, bouncer, save Wendy, and up and out of play.
And San Diego trying to win 5 out of their last 6. This is a team, Teddy, that was 1-5 on January 18th. Looking to go 6-6 after tonight, and at least for a few hours be tied with the Colorado Mammoth.
Here's Wes Berg. Buchanan had just missed momentarily ago. Greer, Berg. 5 of the shot clock, 1 more. Connor Fields fakes the dunk and he scores! Fake the dunk, fake the pass, and then kept on going and dunked it anyway.
Yeah, fake the dunk, face the pass, and go ahead and dunk it. That is just a spectacular hat trick goal for Connor Fields. There you see it.
He didn't get Wendy to bite on the fake, but he was still able to sneak it inside that pipe.
Little fake and then puts it by him.
Paul Dawson having words with Brandon Clowen. It's a good 1.5 foot of size difference. And he's still chirping to him. I don't think that's a fight the Dogger wants. Now Brody and Paul Dawson having some words. I think Paul's asking if he wants to go. I don't think Brody's going to go him, though, at least not right now. But they exchange chops, and they might go. But Ecclestone quickly steps in.
Hey! Now!
Dawson and Merrill will head off. We talked about it. There is some blood boiling between these two clubs, and with just under 14 minutes remaining, there's still a lot of time for something to happen.
Yeah, this is obviously not sitting well with Rochester. I'm sure there's a lot of frustration that's kind of boiling over, but it's been rough all game.
I have been on some expansion teams in my day that didn't do so well, and I know what it's like to be on the road and constantly getting your butt kicked and just have things not go your way, and so you go on to try and turn things around. It's not helping your cause when you do that, when you just constantly put yourselves behind the 8 ball. And I understand what Paul's doing. He's trying to spark his team, just do something, but
I think the other thing, the bigger picture in mind, is you've got to play in less than 24 hours.
Exactly.
Right?
It is a 5 p.m. Mountain start tomorrow between Colorado and Rochester. Backside look, Buchanan. Greer, shot, heavy shot, put it wide. Loose ball goes right to Berg. Berg, backhand feed Buchanan. One more, Stotts driving, dunking on, and a nice save there by Craig Wendy. They'll get a fresh 30. And it looks like Rochester's playing a zone here, Doug.
That's what it looks like.
Jackson! Low to high rep for Casey Jackson, a good Victoria boy. He's got 4. And they are really, he's got 5.
Vintage Casey Jackson, low to high ripper. And he is feeling it the last few games. There you see it, low to high, his 5th of the night.
When we've talked about the impact that Austin Stotts has had on this offense, and there's no doubt about it, he brings an incredible amount of energy and professionalism to this team. But Casey Jackson's natural shooting ability gives them a weapon they didn't really have.
Well, look at what Casey Jackson did last year. Led the team in goals. Now, granted, Austin Stotts was out for a good portion of the year, but Casey Jackson had an unbelievable year last year.
And he missed the first 5 games or so with concussion symptoms that he sustained during the summer. And they did the right thing with him. They made him take his time. They didn't rush him back. They wanted to make sure he was completely 100% healthy, and ever since he's come back, he's just been absolutely lights out. He came into the game with 25 points, and he's got 6 or 7 points here tonight already.
Got him unofficially for 6.
Here comes Jeremy Noble. Down low Buchanan, Stotts. San Diego's on a 5-goal run. Jackson from Buchanan. I think that gives Buchanan 9 points tonight. Another fresh 30, and this is going to make Rochester that much more tired heading into tomorrow's game. If they continue to play heavy sets D, that might be why they switched to a zone. Down low, Stotts, bouncer. Nice save by Craig Wendy. Pushes it up ahead to Udding. Udding will drive to the middle for Doug. Udding will take a shot. Save, rebound, put it over top of the net. Loose ball picked up by the Seals.
Good shot by Doug Udding, just kind of finding a seam, seeing what they were going to give him, and got a good look out of it.
Yeah, oftentimes D guys will see there's no transition, so they'll pull out. Oh, here we go. And they are going to let him go. Garrett McIntosh is going to drop him. Going up against Tyler Biles. Biles with an early right, and another right, and another right. McIntosh trying to get his hands free. Biles with a couple rights, 3 more on McIntosh. McIntosh comes back with a heavy right hand.
Hey, good job.
Now
good
they
job.
tie up
good
and
job.
go to the glass.
Hey, good work. Hey.
And Biles, a hockey guy, using a little bit of that hockey battle.
Hey. Good job.
More importantly, I was surprised the refs let him drop him and go that long. Usually when they see the guys unbuckle, they'll jump in right away. I think they sensed that this needed to happen and maybe get it out of the way so we don't see any more.
100%, I think you're right. They knew this was brewing, and it's been brewing for a while. So figured let him go.
And Udding with a couple strong rights on McIntosh, who held his own. Sorry, Biles. Gotta hand it to him. 2 good guys, not hurting anybody but themselves. And a pat on the back. Dawson and Merrill are out. That could be round 2. Wouldn't that be a Goliath tilt? Back to 5-on-5. 11:15 remaining in the 4th. San Diego in cruise mode, up 12. Berg, Noble, Berg. Down low, Jackson trying to find a lane. Berg will shoot. Bouncer scored! What a sick bouncer from Wes Berg. They've hung 19 on Rochester, and they are going to take this one running away with still 11 minutes to go.
And you said it, it was a sick bouncer off the stick of Wes Berg. And you see it here, just top of the floor. Bouncer, top corner, 19-6, San Diego.
That ball bounced 8 feet outside the crease and still picked the top corner. Give Casey Jackson another assist. He's now got 7. Second of the night for Berg. I got him at about 6 points. I'll make it 7. Ball loose off the draw. Body's still fighting for it. Eventually going to be picked up there by Udding. Driving, shooting. And a nice save by Chiliano.
Chiliano has been rock solid tonight, and he's a guy that could easily get forgotten when your team puts up 19 offensively, but he's been fantastic.
6 goals against on 30 shots. It's not a bad outing. Stotts top center. Backhand feed to Fields. One more Buchanan, and Wendy made the save. Loose ball. Picked up there by Daryl Robertson. He's going to go for a run. Gets across center. Trying to find somebody to pass to. Gives it to Holden Katoni. Off the bench. Mickle. Shot picked out of mid-air by Cam Holding. And he'll give it off to Brody Merrill. He'll flip it to Noble. Jeremy Noble will slow things down. Jackson. Up top, Connor Fields to Jackson. Oh, he tried to find Berg on the backside, just couldn't finish the feed. And Rochester will find that loose ball. Udig up ahead, didn't connect there with Corey Highfield. Berg. Noble. Now Casey Jackson. Jackson top center, Noble. Rochester still sticking with his 4-1 die zone. Berg, cutters, Jackson pass nicely picked off there by Ryland Reese. He's gonna go for a run. Number 2 overall draft pick. Will slowly pass it down in the corner to Curtis Knight. There's an outside shot from Knight, goes wide. Loose ball, picked up there by Cochrane. He'll fire it wide. And handled easily there by Mark Lucini. Gobrecht flips it to Wes Berg. Check that, Buchanan. Noble. Fields. Jackson. That'll be an illegal screen called on Austin Stotts. And that'll be a TV timeout with 8:19 remaining. It's a 13-goal game. Doug Udding's not giving up, but Frank Giuliano's holding the fort for the Seals down here in San Diego.
It's 19-6 Seals, and I'm joined right now by Coach Greer. Coach, what can you say about the defensive effort and how rock-solid Giuliano was in the goal? You just brought him out.
Yeah, Frankie was unreal tonight. He was great all game. I think the last 20 minutes, he's really seen the ball really well, allowed us to shut the door and really pull away here. So, yeah, it's a good effort. We've been putting our foot on the gas the whole game. Try not to let up here.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time, guys.
That's correct. Nick Damuth is now in the between the pipes for San Diego. Maybe a bit of a questionable call, but the way Rochester's kind of going towards the net, you want to protect Frank.
Well, Damuth's been outstanding in his efforts so far this season. So I think it's probably a function of San Diego feeling like they've got 2 outstanding goaltenders. They want to keep Damuth fresh. So give him a little bit of action here.
Damuth 3-1, 9.71 goals against and a .785 save percentage. So he'll play the final 8+ minutes here in San Diego. Jackson, Greer, Noble. One more Jackson. Oh, that one took a deflection and almost fooled Craig Wendy. Here comes Rochester on the run. Thomas Whitty. There's nobody past who will eventually get it near side here to Corey Highfield. Leave it off for Turner Evans. Milligan with an outside shot goes wide. Evans finds the rebound, flips it across. Nice save there by Damuth. Damuth with his first save of the night, and that's a big one.
Fine save going pipe to pipe.
Clellan running the floor. Gives to Stotts, and then Clellan will go for a change. Stotts to Berg. Noble. Late man is Greer. Stotts. Oh, he tried to find Jackson behind the net, and Jackson thought he was shooting and ducked. It's the one time the pass didn't go, or was supposed to go to Jackson. He didn't think it actually was. Here comes Rochester. Evans. Down low. Gives it off to Mickle. He'll get called for a crease violation. Quickly up ahead, Eli Gobrecht. Here's Wes Berg. Greer and Fields play 1-2. Jackson. Greer. And when they play this 4-1 zone, it's almost power play-like for San Diego on offense. Just free to pass and move around the outside. Nice pressure there by Corey Highfield. That'll be a shot clock violation. Fans, want the best seats in the arena at unbeatable prices? Well, make sure to become a Seal season ticket member. Enjoy all the benefits of the membership. Tickets start at just $9 a game. Save big on tickets, merch, and parking. Visit sealslax.com to lock in your seats. Still a few home games to go to get involved.
And while you were making that PA read, Damude with another nice save. So again, Teddy, I think the remarkable thing here is the Seals try to get to 6-6 on the season is the number that sticks in my head is they were 1-5 after an 8-5 defeat at the hands of Halifax back in mid-January and have battled all the way back to put themselves in a strong position going down the stretch.
San Diego's going to get a delay of game penalty here as Andrew Ecclestone felt that Casey Jackson didn't put the ball down quickly enough for his liking, so Rochester will get their 4th power play of the night, 1 for 3 so far with the man advantage. Here's a look at Patrick Merrill, none too pleased with the call.
And you know Patrick as well as anybody. He's an intense guy, and he's a perfectionist, and that's a good thing for this organization. But even with a 19-6 lead, not happy with that.
Not happy. It's those little things that make championship teams even better. There's another nice save by Nick Damude. Bradley up ahead to Brody Merrill, younger brother of head coach and GM Patrick Merrill. We talked about Craig Rybczynski, the Rochester Nighthawks play-by-play guy, PR guy, Mr. Everything. That's the Mercyhurst trio. Patrick, myself, and Ripper, all Mercyhurst guys.
Little reunion nice afterwards, maybe?
Yeah, why wouldn't you have a reunion in San Diego all the way from Erie, PA? Here's Noble. Oh, intentionally shot it off the glass to Buchanan, cutting down the middle on the backside. That's John Grant Jr., Sean Williams stuff right there. Oh, or Josh Sanderson, Colin Doyle.
And Josh just happens to be running the San Diego offense, so who knows where that came from.
That's pretty much why I went and realized that I shouldn't say junior and bring in Shooter. I'm sure I'll hear about that from him. San Diego just a little North Carolina 4 quarters here, trying to kill some clock. Stotts, outside bouncer. Oh, and Wendy got a piece of it. Gonna go up and out of play. It'll stay here. But we will take our final timeout of regulation. 3:47 to go. San Diego cruising to a victory here on a Saturday night. Time now for the Geico play of the game, and it is Casey Jackson's 5th of the night. A little low to high laser. And he is absolutely the hot stick of the night, as he now has 19 goals on the season. Rochester hasn't scored a lot in this second half. Scoreless in their last 24 minutes. And there's just 3.5 to play. 23 remaining on the minor to Casey Jackson. Wendy will grab that loose ball, push it up to Tyler Biles. Here comes the Rochester offense. Catoni, inside feed to Mickle, doesn't connect. Jackson's out of the box, back to 5-on-5, and the pass doesn't connect. With Dan Mickle, we get called for running through the crease, and it'll be San Diego possession. Make sure you stay tuned after the game for tonight's 3 stars, post-game interviews and highlights. Tabitha, Doug, and myself will break it all down for you. And then we'll send you home on a Saturday night. We got 4 games on a Sunday in the NLL. So a lot of lacrosse still to be played here in week 15.
And as we said, Teddy, they're all big ones. Every single one of them.
That is true, and especially for all of us Western clubs. Fields shot, shoulder save, Wendy up and out of play, 2.5 in regulation. Fields and San Diego just really happy to eat clock, take a late shot, and see if they can't get a rebound.
Yeah, and they don't need any more goals, obviously, but they're also not into embarrassing teams that they're playing against, because things have a tendency to come around and bite you at some point.
Greer, Fields, late in the 30, he'll shoot. Pass knocked down by a Nighthawk stick. And nice job by the Rochester defense just to let that ball stay free. Here comes Jay Thornberry. Near side Cochrane comes around the top, gives it off to Katoni on his wrong side. Shoulder save there by Damude. And a nice one as it goes up and out of play with 99 remaining in regulation.
And Damude with 3 nice saves since he's come into the game.
That outside shot by Milligan didn't have a lot of steam on it. Now he's triple teamed on the far side. Ball drops free and it's going to be picked up there by Mark Lassini. Up ahead, Graydon Bradley. Katoni hanging out down the offensive end. Reinhold will keep tabs on him. And the Seals now just happy to run pretty much a full D shift out the front door, make sure none of the row guys get hurt. Lassini off a pick, shot. Oh, a kick save and a beauty from Craig Wendy. Throw a little flair in there. Last minute of play in regulation. Turner Evans has Cochrane with him. Backside, look for Ryland Race, and he couldn't finish off the play. Katoni. Oh, and a nice stick check there. Now Tor Reinhold's going to try to run onto this one. And then he had his stick checked by Holden Katoni. Now they're fighting for that loose ball, and it'll be picked up by Reinhold with under 30 to play. And San Diego will be able to ice this one.
And San Diego with the win will go to 6-6.
As they get called for back over. Just as soon as I say they're going to be able to ice it.
Yeah. 6-6 and temporarily tied with the Colorado Mammoth, who are also 6-6.
And of course, the Mammoth play this very same Rochester team tomorrow. And that is your final. San Diego cruises as they dominate the second half, only giving up 1 goal. They make the final 19-6. There you see it, Seals 5-1 since starting 1-5, and this has been an incredible turnaround for Patrick Merrill and his coaching staff. This team is starting to find their groove, Doug, and that's got to be concerning for a lot of the other teams in the West.
Well, especially at this point in the year, this is when you want to be your hottest, and San Diego definitely seems to be peaking on all cylinders right now.
When we come back, Tabitha will have our player of the game. We'll break it down with 3 stars and highlights. You're watching the NLL on BR Live from San Diego, California.
It was 19-6 here, the final for the Seals on a night where it was really like the return of the Jedi. And I'm joined right now by Frank Stiliano. Frank, you've had an interesting season, but tonight between the pipes, you were rock solid. What was different tonight?
Yeah, you know, I think we stuck to the game plan, and, you know, when we're tight and the Ds let me see the ball, it's going to be hard to beat us as a team.
What can you say about the rest of the defense?
You know, we're playing for each other. I think that's big. Earlier in the year, we were trying to find our identity, and, you know, I think we found it now, and we're playing for each other. That's the big difference.
Thank you so much. And also I'm joined right now by Casey Jackson, who had 5 goals tonight. Now, last home game, you also had 5. How do you feel like you're getting into that groove, man?
I mean, as cliche as it sounds, it's the guys around us, to be honest with you. We're starting to hit our stride at the right time, and at the beginning of the year, maybe the chemistry wasn't there, but it's starting to hit it at the right time, so I was pretty happy.
Now, you were 1-5, and now the team is 6-6. What are you guys going to do to get ready for Vancouver?
Same as we always do. I mean, we got a week of preparation like we usually got, our workouts and stuff like that, and Patty gets us pretty prepared, so we'll be ready when we get there.
And last thing, what do you want to say to the fans in San Diego?
You guys are awesome. Keep coming to the games. We love it. Thank you.
That's right. All right, guys, I'll throw it back to you.
Thank you, Tabitha. Great job down there between the benches as always. And, you know, they both kind of said the same thing. They're starting to play for each other. And it's turned into a heck of a run here for this group.
Well, they have been preaching togetherness since the beginning of the year. Obviously, they had a tough start to the season, and they stuck with it. And I think now you're starting to see the benefits of that, kind of that approach that Patrick just beats into them. And really the whole organization really emphasizes. So as we've said it over and over again, this is a team that was 1-5 after losing to Halifax back in mid-January. and they've stuck with the plan, believed in each other, gotten a little healthier. Obviously, the return of Casey Jackson, Austin Stotts don't hurt you, but they've battled back, and they're 6-6 and in a position to battle now the rest of the way.
Let's see how they got there in this 19-6 victory. And Rochester started out hot. They got the first goal of the night as Turner Evans got on the board. Rochester, hung around for that first quarter, but it just was too much, too often as Casey Jackson gets his first of 5.
Yeah, it was just too much ball movement, too much backside. They moved the ball well, and then they were opportunistic, getting a shorthanded goal from Noble here. Power play was good. Buchanan goes back-to-back with a couple of goals to extend it. And they were really firing on all cylinders, Teddy.
It was a incredible, complete team effort. As we talked about at one point, there was 3 guys with 7 points on the night as Sykes gets his first goal. And there's another one from Buchanan. That was the Buchanan one you were talking about, as he started to feel the thunder and feel the mojo as this team got hotter and hotter. And then a little miscommunication at center. Belgrade caused the turnover, pushes it up to Matt Sykes, who gets his first in the National Lacrosse League, and everybody was happy for number 12.
Yeah, and it was great to see. As I said earlier in the broadcast, the one rookie that's played all 10 games, and that brotherhood that they've got really showed when they got to celebrate that goal.
Jackson's 5th of the night, a low, high screamer that beat Craig Wendy, who came in for relief of Rylan Hartley. And then Frank Chiliano got pulled late in that 4th quarter, but he was rock solid.
Yeah, Chiliano rock solid, really capitalizing on the week before where he played a solid first half. Comes right back, makes 25 saves tonight, and holds the Rochester Nighthawks to 6.
They held them scoreless for 27 minutes and 51 seconds and outscored them 8-1 in the second half. Time now for the Geico Plays of the Month.
Authored that goal, has the ball again, now to the net. Doby behind the back and scores. Dane Doby, 2nd of the night, and it's a pretty one.
Can't get a shot off. Great play by Merrill. Empty net. Will it go in? Oh, he scored! Are you kidding me? A 200-foot goal from the captain, Brody Merrill.
And the rush. Heading on down on a 2-on-2. Here's a shot that I believe they score! Saskatchewan with a 16-15 victory. If this one will count.
Church for McIntosh. Matthews, quick stick.
Are you kidding me?
By Dylan Ward. I don't believe what I just saw.
That's the save of the year right there. With possession, 2 game-winning goals this year. He dips under, looks for another, give off to a teammate. This is Doby. Dane Doby scores! Welcome back, Dane Doby. Take a look at this replay of Dane Doby. Do it to him, Dane.
Another guy who's been having himself a heck of a return since being suspended. We've talked about it. The first 5 games, they were 1-5, 52 goals, 72 goals against. The last 5, look at the turnaround. Yes, we talk about Austin Stotts and Casey Jackson, but that's everybody buying in.
That's 24 goals. Actually, I can't add. That's 34 goals as a swing between the first 6 and the last 6 offensively. But look at what's going on defensively as well.
It's an incredible turnaround by this group, and hopefully they can continue to push forward and make a run for that second, first, or even a wild card spot. Once again, the final score, the Seals win at 19-6 over the Nighthawks. Visit NLL.com for an all-access pass to the National Lacrosse League and get the latest news, highlights, stories, and more. For Tabitha Limpkin, Doug Locker, I'm Teddy Jenner, and you've been watching the National Lacrosse League on BR Live.
You have been watching a special presentation of the National Lacrosse